Hey everybody, my name is Brian. That is Shane, the one you're looking at you real weird right now. And this is the Popcast Unleashed. And let me tell you, we're doing something a little different from today and going forward. We normally do a members only stream every week, every Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, weekend, right? You know what we're doing now, my friends? We're doing that same member stream, but the first half or so of that stream is going to be ported for free to the Popcast Unleashed channel. Now, if you want to be a member and see the full stream and all the stories we're talking about additionally, pop on over to the Popcast Prime. You can get there by going to this link, popcast.co/join. It'll go straight to YouTube, and you become a member and see the whole show. But if you can't afford it, or you don't want to support us, that's fine. We're here for the first half of this show. You get to watch. Let me give you guys a brief rundown of what the topics we're talking about today before I let Shane go nuts, because I know he has a lot to say. Real quick, in the second half of the show, we're going to be talking about William Shatner basically saying humanity is not going to make it to Star Trek times because we're so screwed. Star Trek Discovery Section 31 spin-off news. Apparently it's back on. It's a thing. It's happening. Kevin Smith, Master of the Universe, and Who Man, She Man, He Man. And the Stargate Atlantis cast reunion back at Stargate. Let me start that over. Stargate Atlantis cast reunion at Comic-Con San Diego, which is actually happening in about an hour from now. They're having like a little reunion of weird sorts, which I find the timing very odd, which we're going to get into that. And we're going to be talking about the video that our Popcast Prime channel just dropped this morning, and it was pretty awesome. And we're going to go into that. We're going to go into that with great detail in the second half. For the first half, though, we got some great topics too, talking about The Rock, some jungle love, and no family love with the Fast and Furious, Tom Paris and Picard 2, Valve, and Comic-Con in general. So stick around for that. But before we go into that stuff, Shane, how you doing, buddy?
Oh man, it's fun. I had that face already because before you started talking, I was going to say, "Welcome to Groundhog's Day." But I didn't get a chance to say it. So I really just look like a weird freak, like looking at the camera really closely.
All right.
But your spiel was great. And we'll keep the Groundhog's Day as an internal little secret here. But
yeah, Groundhog Day. What would that be a reference to? Repeating the same thing multiple times, maybe.
Yeah, that's how we roll around here. So wait a second. Yeah. So anyway, I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Wait.
Yes, thank you guys for being here. It's a beautiful Saturday, and there's a lot of great things for us to talk about. It's been a weird week for me. I have
so weird.
It is. It's been weird. Like for me, I know you got your weirdness, but for me, I've got basically 3 birthdays in 4 days in my family, and so there's this like thing where they want to celebrate on the weekend to have a party where people are available. But then like when their actual birthday on the weekday comes around, it's like, oh, it's my birthday today. And like, so you have to like celebrate that as well as have these parties. And I find myself doing everything twice for my kids and my wife, which we kind of do.
And for the podcast.
And for the podcast. Twice too for the podcast. But I'm really glad to be here, and I'm excited because I think we have some really great stuff to talk about today. And hopefully we can keep you company on this Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you right there. It's apparently everything I touch for the last like 10 days, it just breaks.
Yeah, all the way up till today. You're 100% right.
It's so odd. The studio I workshop, equipment's breaking, stuff just breaks, computers breaking, sinks, garbage disposals, washer machines. I got right now in my garage, I have a washer and a dryer. And another washer and a dryer. It looks like a damn department store in there. At least I can get another washer and dryer. I guess I'm gonna take a playbook from my wife when she says, "At least you can fix these problems." Okay. When the sink broke, at least I can dig my tools out and I can handle it. I don't gotta hire someone for $400 an hour to come work on it. I got it. But it feels like every single thing over the last 8 days that I directly interact with has just not, and it's no one's fault. I can't even get mad. I can't yell or scream or hit something or someone because it's not really anyone's fault. It just happens.
Yeah, well, whatever you do, don't touch your kids because you don't want to break them.
This is why I haven't hugged my children in 2 weeks.
Daddy, hug us.
That's not going to be a problem in 10 years.
Like Edward Scissorhands. Like, I can't touch you.
I cannot hug you, sweetie. All right. Let's go. We got a great video of the day today. It's a short one. Look at that video of the day, and then we'll just jump into some quickies. You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Rock and or roll. Here we go. Video of the day. Where is it? Where is it? A lot of water. Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Yes, he wasn't done.
I've seen that like 3 times now. He actually brings the power sprayer.
It looks like one of those water seltzer things, like the old school, like to add seltzer to water.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, there's a CO2 cartridge. I actually have one of those spray bottles.
Nice.
Yeah, I use it for
Thank you for the video of the day. Thank you.
Anyway, stuff. Anyways, okay. Let's talk about
it's that like, what do I want to talk about now? I don't know.
All right, we need some context here. Shay and I started this live stream 2 hours ago.
More like 3, I think, at this point.
3 hours ago.
Now you've only been here for 10 minutes.
Right.
So
you're right. But 3 hours ago.
Remember when Brian said everything he touches, he breaks?
3 hours ago, we started this live stream.
So we've already been here for a while.
Bro. And we were logged into the wrong YouTube account.
Yeah, I don't touch anything, guys, just so you know.
Oh, it's all my fault. It's all my fault.
All right, that's okay. We forgive you. And now we're here amongst the proper people doing the proper thing.
Okay, so here we go.
Yes.
What we're going to be talking about, we're going to start off our quickie session today with a little bit of rock beef.
Wow.
I'm referring to Dwayne The Rock Johnson and his beef with Vin Diesel and his time on Jungle Cruise and Jungle Love with Emily Blunt and weird.
Wait, hold on a second. You just said Cruise and then Jungle Love with Emily Blunt. Now listen, we all know what Jungle Love is, okay?
Okay.
And that is not happening on that set. I just want to be clear. Okay?
We'll have more news about this, but we're gonna briefly talk about a couple of the topics in this incredibly long article that I honestly do believe might have been written because someone wanted it written because John Cruise is opening in a couple weeks, but Shane tells me that's not the case. Yeah. But I do believe that the Hollywood Reporter writes this incredibly long article, basically basking over the brilliance that is Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Emily Blunt. And just coincidentally, a week before the movie releases. But maybe that's
that picture on the right there, that would have John Krasinski a little jealous. I just want to say. Yeah,
so that is his wife, right?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I knew that. Yeah. By the way, I'm not into movies like The Quiet Place or whatever.
She looks a lot different here than she does in The Quiet Place.
Right, but The Quiet Place is not my kind of movie. I'm not really into like horror movies or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I gotta tell you, brilliantly done. Brilliantly done. That movie was brilliant. And the second one,
yeah. First one's good. Second one is like, you better be making a third one. That's all I gotta say.
Better make a third one.
You're gonna have a problem.
Yeah. So Shane, talk to us, man. What's going on here?
Well, this article happens to be all about the Jungle Cruise movie coming out, which, wow, $200 million.
Wow.
I just know they're going to spend $200 million making the Jungle Cruise. Wow. Well, you guys all know the ride, the Jungle Cruise that you've been on at Disneyland, if you've been to Disneyland or Disney World or Disney Hong Kong. I've been to that one. That's got the Jungle Cruise ride as well.
Coincidentally, no Jungle Cruise in the jungle.
What?
Disney Jungle.
What?
Isn't there like a Disney in like Europe somewhere where there's jungle?
Oh, well, I don't know where. Yeah, there is. There's a Euro Disney, but I've never been to that one. Are you saying there's no Jungle Cruise there?
Yeah, no Jungle Cruise.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's the case. But anyways, this whole article is kind of about that. But in this article, they start
I did not verbalize that correctly.
I was like, whoa, in the jungle.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I meant to say one thing. My brain literally just backflipped.
You're like,
went the other
welcome
way.
to the jungle.
It short-circuited. And then Shane tried to fix it in real time. That was not great. So.
But I didn't fix it. I actually made it look worse. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, this story is, I'm actually being distracted by the pictures because Emily Blunt is wearing this strange shirt that's got like poofy shoulders all going crazy here.
Yeah, it looks like something like Cruella de Vil might have designed.
It does. It looks kind of trippy. And that movie just came out too, which is really weird. This is not going well. Okay. We're not here to talk about Jungle Cruise today, though. Not yet. It's like I looked at this and I'm like, Jungle Cruise, which is based on a 65-year-old riverboat cruise theme park ride, is no slam dunk. And I'm like, we're not here to even talk about this. We're here to talk about the beef between Vin Diesel and The Rock. So Brian and I, over the course of the last several years, have been kind of covering this as things kind of come out. And Vin Diesel, it's no secret, Vin Diesel and The Rock were having words. Things didn't go well. And then just recently, Vin Diesel tried to kind of clean it up.
Right.
So in June, in Men's Health, he was doing an interview promoting the Fast 9 movie. Vin Diesel implied that the much publicized feud between him and The Rock actually was a technique he deployed to elicit a better acting performance from the pro wrestler. I give a lot of tough love, Diesel said, not Fellini-esque, but I would do anything I'd have to do in order to get performances in anything I'm producing.
Okay, so I gotta look up this word. I don't.
Fellini-esque. Well, Fellini, I believe, was a director that
let's find out. Let's say
used to get people to do things.
Adjective relating to characteristics of reminiscent of Fellini in his films or his style, even specially fantastic, bizarre, lavish. So every time you make a mistake, you can say it was Fellini-esque.
Well, I just want to know where Vin came up with this Fellini-esque word. Is like that a word you use every day?
According to the Wiktionary, there's a Wiktionary version of it. Fantastical or surreal.
Okay. All right. Good job, big brain Vin.
Yeah. Good job, Vin.
So the Hollywood Reporter's doing this interview and they're like, well, we're going to ask, So they asked The Rock about Vin Diesel's comments. And Dwayne Johnson said, I laughed and I laughed hard. I think everyone had a laugh at that. And I'll leave it at that. And that I wish them well. I wish them well on Fast 9. And I wish them the best of luck on Fast 10, Fast 11, and the rest of the Fast and Furious movies that they'll be doing without me.
Oh, snap.
Oh, right?
Doesn't he have a contract for 10?
I don't know, but he's probably got enough money where he can be like, I'm out. Vin Diesel completely insulted him. He basically said Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is not a good enough actor so that he has to bring this out on him somehow.
He's not family.
So anyways, what makes it worse is that Emily Blunt didn't just sit by and listen to it.
She has a quick wit.
Yeah, she had a comment as well. She said, well, just thank God he was there. Thank God he carried you through that.
And then she repeated the words, Felinsky.
Well, the Rock said, yeah, the Rock
Felinsky.
added that onto it.
Right.
Fellini-esque.
Fellini-esque. Fellini-esque. I'm gonna use that every time I screw up. I'm gonna be like, I'm just practicing my Fellini-esque technique.
That is my Fellini-esque technique.
So basically, he got in a beef with The Rock.
Right.
And he couldn't back it up because he doesn't have the juice The Rock has. And he tried to, quote unquote, bury the hatchet and just sort of act like it was a part of his process.
Right.
So that he can save face because, you know, Hobbs and Shaw it did fine without Vin, which means that a Fast and Furious movie can do fine without Vin Diesel.
That's a good point. Yeah. And so The Rock he's just not going to take it. The guy is in everything. He's entertaining as hell. He's a lot more entertaining to watch than Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
You know,
and John Cena.
And I like John Cena, but you're right.
I like the guy too, but you know.
The Rock's a better actor than John Cena.
Let me show you mad John Cena. Now let me show you sad John Cena. Now let me show you happy John Cena. Now let me show you constipated John Cena.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. That's the pattern.
Yeah, but you know, The Rock has done some great. I mean, besides the Welcome to the Jungle. I'm sorry, the Jumanji movies have just been so wonderfully done by The Rock. Shows his acting range. But the movie he did where he was a CIA spy with Kevin Hart was just so like good. Next level good. I mean,
funny, and he makes fun of himself.
Yeah, he's so next. I mean, he's just so funny, bro.
Yeah, listen, guy, he acts like the nerdy, you know, self sort of like hating guy he was as this big giant hulking badass CIA agent. It's fantastic, and he pulls it off. Like he's the nerd from high school that apparently just worked out a lot. Let's be real. Okay, there were some chemicals involved.
Yeah. But Vin Diesel isn't a tenth. Let's put it this way. Maybe he can, but he hasn't shown a tenth of the range that The Rock showed in that one movie in acting ability.
He has a great voice, though, Vin Diesel.
The Rock or Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course he's got a great voice. Yeah, he's got a deep voice.
Family.
He's got a great voice, and he's really great in that I'm a cool guy role, or whether it's Pitch Black or Triple X or whatever. He's like, he plays that character well.
Yeah, I am heterosexual, but Pitch Black made me pitch a tent.
Yeah. Crickets. But yeah, so anyways, I'm definitely on The Rock's side on this, especially because part of the thing they were beefing about is that Vin Diesel was being a little lazy on set, showing up a little late and kind of doing things the way he wanted to do it, right?
And I don't want to say this for sure, but it feels like there might be a little inspiration there from his new best buddy, Tyrese. And I like Tyrese in the last movie, but when Paul Walker passed away, if you look at all the set pictures, it looks like Tyrese and Vin are like real tight now on set. And Tyrese is sort of a party guy, you know, let's smoke and sleep in, and nothing wrong with that. But like on set, when you're dealing with someone like The Rock, who's like, we're getting up at 4 a.m, we're gonna pound 25 raw eggs, do 500 push-ups, and then start shooting a film. And right. Whoa, bro, what, dude? You know, so it's a completely separate, you know, completely different outlook on how. And Paul Walker was more of like get it done, get home to my family kind of guy. So I think there was some there was enough of a person there to sort of bridge that gap between them. But Paul Walker's not there anymore.
That's true. So so they had a beef. I think that if Vin had just like let it go, but he's trying to angle. He's trying to like work the angle so that it doesn't. So it's not like it's him, you know. He just made The Rock look bad, and it wasn't cool. So I don't blame him.
He should have kept his mouth shut, had a meeting with The Rock in person, and be like, "Yo, man, listen, I effed up. We should have been working hard. I hope we can do this. Let's try it again, brother. Let's kick butt. Let's finish this franchise strong. That's what I would have done. I would have just taken responsibility. I'm like, look, man, I could do this without you. I could do it with you. I would much rather do it with you because you are a star. Let's do it together. We'll make it work, bro. I ain't getting up at 4 a.m, but I'll tell you what, I can get up at 6.
I'm not getting up at 4 a.m.
You know, I'm not going to pound with 20 raw eggs. I'm too old for that. But you know what we could do? We can still work hard. You know, find a happy compromise. But no one says like, oh, that's my technique. Felinda Skay. Hey, what's up? I'm smart.
Well, and another thing that leans to like the truth of the story is that the Rock's the one who actually let this out originally.
Right.
Vin Diesel wasn't letting this out. The Rock was the one talking about professionalism on set, and he was getting pissed. I think it was during Fast Five.
I think he said that while he was like deadlifting like 500 pounds in an Instagram video. I was like, listen, they're not working hard enough. You're like, holy crap, bro.
Right. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, he was supposed to play in 10 for sure. And we kind of expected him to be in the rest of at least the next 2 movies for Fast and Furious, but it's not like he needs him. I mean, he's the golden boy now in Hollywood. So
you guys could go look up why Hobbs and Shaw even happened in the first place. You know, when someone has a contract for a certain amount of films,
right,
and they refuse to be, or they cannot get along with an actor and they're not going to be in this other film to fulfill their contract, making a Hobbs and Shaw a Fast and Furious film fulfills that movie, that requirement to do that Fast and Furious film without him having to be in Fast 8 or whatever it was, you know, or Fast 9.
True. And you know, and just to be clear, I was never a Rock fanboy. I didn't like him as a wrestler, frankly speaking. I was more of a Goldberg kind of guy. But you know, after he did he was doing some stuff, and then when he did Moana, the cartoon, and he's like singing very well.
Yeah.
Realize the kind of range this guy has, the ability that he has, it goes way beyond. And you're seeing it in almost everything he's doing. So personally, you know, I can't wait till Jungle Cruise comes out. I don't care if it's a money grab. I want more Rock.
Bro, Jumanji 2 was a money grab. Jumanji 3 was a hyper, super out there money grab. Still fun.
You're talking about like Robin Williams is one. And then I
said Jumanji 2 and 3.
Well, okay, so yeah, so Jumanji 2 was the remake with Kevin Hart.
Right. And there was a Jumanji 3 too.
And Jumanji 3. Okay, because they're not titled that. So you just want to be clear.
I'm sorry, yeah. I just say
I don't think Jumanji 2 was a money grab.
No, what Jumanji 2 was we're going to recreate this, you know, movie that we already made. Maybe it's not a money grab, but it's definitely like, I mean, it's the same as Jungle Cruise. It's like,
well, yeah, Jungle Cruise never had a movie, but I will say that this was an update to Jumanji that they made for 2. I thought it was fresh. Honestly.
That's fair. But yeah. Jumanji 3 was definitely a money grab. Still entertaining.
Yeah, but it was entertaining, and it was, gosh dang it, if it wasn't maybe even better than the second one in some ways.
In some ways, I loved. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, Danny Glover and Dan DeVito in it, and
that's true.
Kevin Hart was brilliant. I don't know why we're talking about Kevin Hart now, but Kevin Hart playing Danny Glover was so good.
Yeah.
In that movie, you know. So,
anyways, yeah, you're right. I started liking. I didn't watch wrestling, but I liked The Rock when I saw him in Voyager. I was like, that guy looks familiar.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I was like, oh, that's a wrestler. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad he's doing that. I mean,
yeah, that was cool.
He jumped into acting, and like one of his first roles was like in this random, like little, like not a little show, but like it's not like Voyager was getting major numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. And you saw some range there. Like he did the whole Rock thing with the eyebrow, but he was also acting. There was acting there. It wasn't just The Rock, right?
Well, The Rock is technically acting, but you're right. He was above him.
Right. Yeah. Again, though, my favorite thing when Rock was in was CIA. So good.
Oh, with Central Intelligence?
Yeah. Central Intelligence. Yeah.
With Kevin. It's his best role. I think it's his best acting.
The other guys was pretty good too, though.
Oh, but well, he wasn't the main character though.
No, he wasn't. But the character he did play was like just ripping on himself, which was hilarious.
He was. That was a good one. He's great in everything. We could talk about The Rock all day. Let's talk about how many Vin Diesel movies we like. Pitch Black. in the beginning of the Fast and Furious franchise. Okay, let's go. Move on. Woo!
Yeah. All right. Anyways, moving on from that, let's talk about Robert Duncan McNeil.
Who?
Robert Duncan McNeil.
Know who he is. I just wanted to say who because he's got 3 names and I dig that about him. You guys know him as Tom Paris.
Tom Paris.
Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah, buddy.
Tom Paris.
He was asked to reprise his role for Star Trek Picard season 1 and 2, but said, and I quote, "I'm too busy."
Well, he might be too busy. He's not busy acting anymore. That's for sure.
That's for damn sure.
He's not been doing that. So as an actor, maybe not.
Last thing he did was in 2012. Right?
He was on an episode of Chuck.
An episode of Chuck. That's right.
And that was in 2012. But he was also an executive producer on Chuck. So that's probably why he did it. And now that is kind of his thing now. He's a director, producer. Yeah, he's got actually, you know what? He's got 49 director credits. And honestly, that's what he's been doing. And as a director / executive producer for shows like right now, he's currently doing Turner and Hooch. They turned that into a TV series, which kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't even know that happened.
Resident Alien, which you've watched.
Yes, I love that with Wash from Firefly. I keep
Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk. Yep.
And The Gifted. So he has been busy. In fact,
and The Orville.
What?
He directed 2 episodes of The Orville.
Really?
Right here. Look at that.
Oh, I'm looking at his producer credits. You're right. Okay. Yeah. So he's kind of like he's in the same mold as like Jonathan Frakes. But, you know, and also maybe this has something to do with like Jonathan Frakes. So maybe now that Robert is a producer or director, maybe he doesn't want to act anymore. Maybe that's not his thing, right?
Right.
And so, you know, to call that old character out would be cool for fans. It was hard for Jonathan
Frakes.
Jonathan Frakes, sorry, Riker. I was on Riker. Mm-hmm. It was hard for Jonathan Frakes to put on his Starfleet uniform again, and he admitted that he was nervous to come back into the character because he really hadn't been acting much. And so I wonder if that has a lot to do with what's happening here with Robert Duncan. Perhaps he's like, you know, I left that character a long time ago. I haven't really acted, and so he's saying. Maybe he's gained some weight.
I mean, yeah, if you look at pictures of him, he looks like I remember. Okay, so earlier when we were talking about the story, Shane was like, "Oh, what does it look like now?" And I was like, "If I played Tom Harris."
Now, yeah. So, you know, he was a thin guy. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't have anything to do with it, but maybe he's just afraid to act. Maybe he doesn't want to act, and maybe this is a nice way for him to say, "I'm busy." You know, I wouldn't mind if he did some directing. You know, for Picard, maybe it'll help the show.
Maybe.
Although Jonathan Frakes directed part of season 1, and I love Jonathan Frakes.
But he didn't write the script; he just directed.
Just directing.
Director can only do so much. They're not the writer and the director most of the time, you know.
That's true. So it's interesting that he passed up on it. But you know, one thing about Picard, Picard is about the member berries in a lot of things, and he would have given a nice element to it, but I don't think we need him in Picard in order to make it better. What would he have played? Do you think an admiral?
No, I don't think Tom Paris would have stayed in Starfleet.
Really? You don't think that through his entire time on Voyager, he kind of, because he grew into a good Starfleet officer.
I mean, he did because he's a talented guy, and he was given a lot of leeway. This was not regular Starfleet. This was not stuffy Starfleet. This was definitely it was life on Voyager was more like Starfleet light. There was a little more forgiveness for infractions, a little more freedom when it came to time and hobbies because they're out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
That would not be the Starfleet that Tom Paris would like. He wants to be, you know, flying ships. And
the rocket. Yeah, he wants to be flying. He wants to have a good time.
Right. So I think that if he got back, I think that he would dump that. I think he would probably wouldn't stay in Starfleet. He'd probably, find a job designing new ships, or maybe.
Well, him and B'Elanna would be together still. B'Elanna, you think she would have been in Starfleet?
I don't know. I mean, the only reason she was successful in Starfleet was sort of the same reason. Like, it wasn't Starfleet; it was Starfleet Light. These are two people that couldn't make it in Starfleet because their issues, either their issues with authority, or their issues with selfishness, or laziness, or whatever.
Yeah.
But on Voyager they excelled because they're both talented and very smart, and they were given the freedom to express themselves, and time to explore hobbies, and forgiveness for infractions. I think that version of Starfleet suits them. That is not Starfleet pop proper, though. I don't think they would work in regular Starfleet.
Interesting. Well, I think we'll have our opinion. I would have liked personally to see him in that role. I don't know what else he could have done. Maybe he could have also been in the Rangers with 7 of 9.
Possibly. Maybe he was help designing ships or something. He was really into the ship design.
That's true. Yeah, he did help set new records for warp speed.
Right. Yeah, maybe he was doing that. Maybe he's working on warp engines, and maybe he's part of the warp program, expanding horizons of warp, and who knows, man. I mean, like, I don't think regular Starfleet suits him now. It didn't suit him when he was literally like the son of an admiral, right? So,
I hope that they do come out and kind of tell us what they kind of were thinking for him.
Right.
Because I think it would be interesting on how that would have changed season 1 a little bit. How much of a role he would have played. Was it something that was just temporary? Was he planning to be there for, more than a couple episodes? I don't know.
Would have been interesting regardless.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. See, there's a picture of him now. Doesn't look like the same guy. Not that he's like unhealthy or whatever, but he's an older guy,
I'm digging the beard.
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't want to get into like acting shape because it's different from directing.
Yeah, no, he still doesn't look bad. He don't look too
No, he doesn't look bad. Like I said, it looks like me if I was Tom Paris. Now.
You look like heavier than him, actually.
Yeah, well, I probably am higher than him.
I wasn't going to let you have that one.
Being true. All right. Anyways, that's cool. Let us know what you guys think about this, because we'll be following that very closely.
Yeah, let's talk about it in the comments below.
Yeah, I'm actually interested in some of the people coming back from Picard that we don't even know about. There are plenty of people that we don't know about that could be coming back for Picard, and they're just keeping it real tight because they want it to be a surprise or whatever. Like Chakotay.
Like, maybe, right? Robert Beltran, let's bring him back.
Yeah, bring him back. All right, let's talk about our next thing here. We're talking about not TV, not movies, not actor beef or Star Trek characters. We're talking about gaming and the new Valve Steam Deck. Okay.
The Steam Deck.
I'm going direct to my camera here because this is up my alley. Shane, you know what this thing is?
Yeah, it's looks like a controller for my television. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Actually, and this is not a sponsored video, and Valve, if you'd like to sponsor us, please do.
Give us a call, we'll take it.
This is actually a gaming computer.
What?
Yeah. It looks like a Switch, but a Switch, as far as tech is concerned, is inferior in every way to this thing. This is basically a gaming system. It has an AMD chip in it, and good video card, APU, memory and RAM, and a lot of good stuff. It's a gaming system. So here's what it is. It's a computer you can play games on that has a controller and trackpads attached to said computer, right?
Brian, I got to tell you, I have to tell you, I love what Valve Steam did here. They basically said Xbox is better than PlayStation. Because if you look at the buttons, they're laid out just like Xbox buttons.
I guess you're right.
Right? The same letters on this in the right places.
Yeah, hold up.
That's helpful for me. I play Xbox. Yep. What is that?
This is my controller.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so the thing about this thing is it's not just for playing games. And this is what's really important. Everybody needs to know this. This thing it can be docked. You can dock it to a dock, like on your desk. You dock it down, and you get all the same peripherals and connections that your computer has. So multiple USB out ports, Ethernet, so you can put a keyboard and a mouse and CD-ROM and whatever you want on this thing, right? Another monitor. So you can dock this thing, it'll act as your second screen, where your Discord or whatever it is, and your new monitor, well, whatever, however big it is, it goes up to like 8K, which is insane, can be your, your primary gaming monitor and or working monitor. And here's the great part about it. The CEO of Valve was like, yeah, you can, if you don't like Steam OS, you can just install Windows. And that's new, that's fresh, because this makes this a Windows computer, possibly, right? With the specs of a gaming rig. You can install Windows, use it for work, use it for gaming, take it out with you, use it to edit video, watch YouTube, whatever you're going to do on it. Dock that sucker, use it like a full system. So you're thinking this thing has got to cost like $2,500, right? Because that's what a good gaming system with 8K resolution costs, right? Nope, $300, $400.
$400. Yeah. Wow. That is.
Yeah. Here's the tiers. So you get 64 gigs of slightly slower. It's still an SSD, but slightly slower than the NVMe model. Or you can just go up $120 and get a 256, or another $100 from there and get a 512. It would make the most fiscal sense would be to get the middle one, because it's faster. It's gonna be very difficult to probably change parts, and this is a much faster hard drive. If you need more memory, you can just install. It has two slots for micro SD, the same things that go on your phone. You can buy a 256 gig thing of micro SD for like $40 on Amazon. Plug it in, boom, you have more than enough storage.
So this is a great move,
right?
You know why this is a great move?
Why is that?
Because, when you think about it, now listen, I love desktop is like the way,
right?
I love my desktop.
PC master race right here.
I do everything through it. But as kids are growing up, there are less and less desktops. More, they want to go fast, light. Maybe you have a laptop, but Steam, has always worked best on a computer. But being able to take it to a handheld thing, being able to have access to your entire Steam library and all of your games in your hands, they had to make this move before they got completely sunk by, I would say, Xbox and PlayStation in the younger market. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And here's the crazy thing: a lot of people don't know this, but there are more than just games on the Steam market. Okay, for instance, I edit our videos on Sony Vegas. The latest version of Sony Vegas it's on Steam. In fact, I actually bought it through Steam.
Huh.
Why did I buy it through Steam? So that every computer I'm on, I install Steam and I can just instantly install Vegas. Huh. I don't gotta go through keys and CDs or whatever. There's a lot of software on Steam that would surprise you. So even if you don't take the time to install Windows on this thing, you could probably just live. You could probably work through this thing with Steam, with your Steam library. It's impressive. There's even a browser. It's crazy. So the thing is this. I don't want to make this a whole like shill thing for Valve, but I need to be clear. This
is new technology that needs to be talked about.
It's new technology, it's drastically underpriced. So,
well, yeah, I agree.
A comparable computer, not even handheld, a comparable laptop is a couple grand, right? Maybe $1,500 minimum. So they've tried to make these handheld systems like this that aren't dockable, that don't have expanding memory, that are just handheld systems. And one with these specs on Amazon right now is like $1,800. And you can't dock it. You can't install your own, you can't sideload, like you're stuck with whatever it has. So this thing is drastic. It's new tech. It's fast as hell. It's drastically underpriced. And why is it underpriced? Because they know most people aren't going to stop and install Windows so they can install their games. They're just going to use the Steam library, of which they make 25% of every sale.
Ah, that's it. That's definitely it.
That's the model. It's not like, remember when Amazon was selling tablets for like $60 and it came with Amazon ads and all that.
Yeah.
Well, you see, that was Amazon trying to get as much money as possible out of this thing. They thought, you're only going to use the Amazon market, and we're going to feed you ads, and you're going to spend $40 for a cheap tablet. Well, Steam is like, look, we're not going to feed you ads. You're already using Steam. We want you to keep using Steam. So here's this device that's a third of the price it should be minimum. Keep using Steam. And if you really want to take the time to install Windows, go for it, because you're probably going to use Steam anyways then too.
Yeah, that's true. Most people will use it for that. I mean, this is obviously an attempt to break into the gaming market, you know, the portable gaming market. I mean, I wouldn't even call Xbox and PlayStation portable, but you know, Steam, you don't, those are computers in itself, and this is their version.
Right.
You know, I wonder if you can connect this to your television.
Absolutely you can.
Well, see, that's going to be,
here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. Ready?
Sit on your couch and
this controller right here, it's not attached to an Xbox. It's attached to my computer. It uses a little wireless thing attached to my computer, right? And I use it to play my Steam games, right? And this one's custom, so I'm pretty proud of it actually. But what I do is I, turn on GTA or whatever it uses a controller, and I play a controller. Now with this Steam Deck, you can install Windows if you want. Install your Steam, dock it in front of your TV the same way you with a Switch. All of a sudden, your TV becomes the portal. Boom, you have a controller. You can even buy a Steam controller that hooks up to this thing if you want, or just use the Xbox controller you already have in your house,
right,
and you're good to go. Like this is an absolute, if it catches on, this is a Switch killer for sure.
Yeah, I think, well, I don't know if, a lot of Nintendo fans, so I don't know if it's a killer, but I think that
I mean, it's gonna be the better option. Like AMD eventually beat Intel, you know what I mean? Eventually they were always the better option. It just took a decade for everyone to figure it out.
It's just going to be hard to take out Mario, you know?
That's true. That little plumber is a tough dude.
Well, if you guys are interested in looking more into this, just it looks like they want to begin shipping in 2021, in December 2021. I guess you can log in now and make a reservation.
Already reserved mine.
Brian's got his. There is a little fee.
$5
for that. Is that all it was? Was $5?
$5 to reserve it. Yeah.
And maybe that's just to make sure people are serious.
That's what it is.
You
know?
Yeah. And not just yeah, I want one. And then it looks like right around maybe 9 months from now is a realistic time frame to start expecting to be able to get these.
Yeah, listen, when I get this thing, my life's gonna be easier. Not because I'm gonna be playing games on it, because I'm gonna install Windows on this sucker. And it's going to be turned into my new, I'm going to take it with me everywhere I go. It's going to be my computer. It's going to be a computer with the specs I need to actually like run my business, do my work, edit some video, do little clips, maybe a little bit of Photoshop, that kind of stuff, not just play games on it. And that's going to allow me to work outside my studio, because often I'll be out trying to work and I'm like, I gotta go home and work on this thing, I gotta do this graphic or this video thing, and I don't have time. I'm gonna be able to bust that thing out and just set it down and work on it. It's gonna be a very quick thing. It's gonna be like working on my phone, but not with the mobile processing unit of a phone, but as a computer.
Right. Valve, give us a call. Valve
sponsorship.
Take that sponsorship right here.
Hey,
I think we've earned it already on this one.
We'll work for Steam Decks.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next up, let's talk about Comic-Con, dude.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna switch over to Shane, because Shane's gonna explain to me what the hell's going on here. Comic-Con's all virtual this year?
It's all virtual. It started yesterday, and you would have got to see some of the Star Trek stuff yesterday. They had I think Lower Decks, Prodigy, and they were just kind of going to that whole, just talking about what's going on. But you probably didn't miss much with that, to be honest with you. Some really cool stuff. If you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, it seemed like a lot of cartoon things.
Because nothing else can be made right now. The pandemic, most people weren't creating.
They weren't out. Yeah. Rick and Morty had a panel yesterday.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it. It's nothing new. It's just, it's a fan service thing. It's cool.
It's cool. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. I love, my favorite thing was Jellystone. They're redoing Yogi Bear and Huckleberry Hound and all those. Those were cartoons when I was a kid. But
yep. Shane used to call me Boo Boo when we were kids.
That's right. Hello, Boo Boo.
Hey, Boo Boo. Let's go get some picnic baskets.
Let's take a walk in the park and steal some picnic baskets. Yep.
Yeah. And this is what started my life of crime.
Wow. That's that what it was?
That's what it was, bro.
Okay. Should have never done that to
Next
you.
Next thing you know, Boo Boo is all tatted up. He's swole. He's in the prison yard lifting out. Some little bear has his hand in his pocket.
Yeah, what are you in for? Stealing picnic baskets.
Picnic baskets. And then killing all the families. Like, whoa, Boo Boo, chill out.
Yeah. Seth was on a panel for Family Guy yesterday.
Yeah, dude, I think Family Guy is just never going to end, apparently, huh?
Why? Why should it? The Simpsons don't need to ever end until Matt Groening dies and Seth can keep doing.
Yeah, I mean, if it's getting the views, why not keep it going? Why not? 20 seasons of Family Guy, and to think at some point, like 4 seasons or something, Fox was like, "This is not funny. No one likes it. Canceled."
Cancel it.
In fact, had Seth not owned the rights to Family Guy, that would have been the end of Family Guy. But because he owned the rights to it, he took it to Showtime or wherever, some cable station. They kept doing Family Guy. It was popular enough to get a lot of views, and Fox was like, "Please come back, Mr. Seth. We promise to never give you another hard time."
It's funny that the Family Guy panel is actually happening here in about 30 minutes.
Ooh.
So that's interesting. And American Dads after that, if you like that. But I think
like American Dad more than Family Guy.
Do you? Yeah.
I do.
Early Family Guy was really good though.
Yeah.
The big one, 6 p.m. So just a little about 2.5 hours from now, the Stargate Atlantis cast reunion.
Woo! And we're gonna be talking about that in the second half of our show here in a few minutes. So stick around, please. Or if you're not a member, you can become a member at popcast.co/join.
That's right. That's how you can watch the second half of the show. And if you do, it supports the show, helps us make more, be able to make more videos and share with you. So we really appreciate it if you come on over.
Popcast.co/join. That link, by the way, it just goes to a YouTube link, but the YouTube link they gave us was so long that I had to do a forwarder.
Bob's Burgers is having a panel.
Really?
Yeah. So it's a lot of stuff. We're used to seeing a lot more, I think. But if you want to watch the virtual, it's happening Friday. Yesterday through tomorrow, and I missed it being in person, bro. I hope next year that we get to go back.
Yeah, I mean, I miss it to a degree because while I enjoyed it 10 years ago, it had definitely become meh to me over the years. When we went for the Orville experience, it was fantastic. But I don't know if you recall, you were like, "Hey, you want to go over and check out the regular Comic-Con?" And I was like, "No, not really," because I don't want to. I mean, let's just go into this giant room where every single booth is desperately trying to sell you something, and you were crammed like sardines with a bunch of other sweaty nerds, and you're like,
that's the hard part.
Where's Hall H? Oh, I gotta wait 6 hours to get into Hall H? No thanks.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Although I do think it's cool that the Star Trek convention in August in Vegas is live, and we will be at that for sure.
Yep.
That's
I will be in full Orion Slave Trader cosplay. Head to toe, even my groin, everything will be painted green.
I'm gonna go like this, so. But that's cool. I'll have a coffee mug.
Yeah, I even hired an actress to constantly just whip the crap out of me as we were walking.
Yeah, it's called your wife.
Move, Dave!
And she's doing it for free. Don't lie.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right, moving on.
And let's move on from that quickly.
And that concludes the show here on Popcast Unleashed. We're not leaving. We're gonna continue the show on Popcast Prime, but for members only. Here's the dealio. We're not going anywhere. We're gonna stay here, and we're gonna talk about our next 5 topics in great detail. It's gonna be fantastic, including the Stargate thing and the video we just launched this morning.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not a member and you want to be there for that, okay? And listen, I understand if you do. You should want to be there for that. If you're not a member, you want to be there for that. One last time, go to popcast.co/join. Link is down there in the description. First thing you see, click on that sucker, and you can sign up for a couple bucks, support the show, and instantly jump in to the second half of this live stream. And then guess what? Every single week, you get access to the full show every week.
Ooh, every week.
And additional little stuff like we have, we just released the soundtrack for our last video, and it's great. It's awesome little 5-track soundtrack, and that was given free, not free, but like our members all got it, and you can get it too. It's still up. It's on there. You can remember. Boom. Click that link. Get the soundtrack.
Well, we got some cool wallpaper. We gave away some free shirts, so we do a variety of things for the members.
Yes, and we give people a heads up on what we're going with, and if you get the larger tiers, you can actually become a director and sort of influence the course of the show. And it's great. It's just a really fun community. So, but that's it. We're leaving this channel and we're going over to the Popcast, and you can join us over there, popcast.co/join.
You said it so many times perfectly.
I know. Anyways, that's it for this portion, and we'll see you guys on Popcast Prime. Okay? Love you guys. See you over there. Come on over. Come on over and see us. Come on over. Come on over and see us on the podcast.